So there are different types of taxes that are specific to what state you live in. Most states have income tax, which is similar to the federal income tax, but it gets paid to your state. So there are 7 states that do not have state income tax. Those are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. So you'll hear a lot of people go like, oh, I want to start this business. I want to, I'm not tied to my location. And they'll move to a state that doesn't have state income tax because it saves them a lot of money, especially if you lived in a state that had high income tax before. I live in California, which actually has one of the highest state income taxes of all the states. No big surprise there, but it's good to look up your state and see what your income tax rates are in your state, because that is going to help you plan as you're trying to think, what should I be saving? How much do I need to have? You need to take your state taxes into consideration and add on a little bit if you're in a state that does have state income tax. The next state tax that might apply to you is sales tax and or use tax. So sales tax typically only applies to if you are selling physical products. However, a lot has changed over the last few years with the rise of digital products and the rise of digital business, and certain states that don't have income tax might put taxes on services. So I'm going to have a couple different resources listed for you in this course so that you can go and double check if your specific state requires you to collect sales tax on your products or services. There are also states that don't have sales tax, like Oregon or Montana. They don't have sales tax, so you don't have to collect sales tax per se. And the other complicated thing about sales tax, especially for physical products, if you're shipping a physical product to someone, then you may encounter issues of what's called nexus. So say your business is in Minnesota, but you ship a lot of products to, say, Illinois. You have a lot of sales and clients there. You may hit a level where Illinois says, hey, you've sold enough stuff here, you need to start collecting and paying us Illinois sales tax, even though your business is in Minnesota. So these are the kinds of things you need to just be aware of. And again, it applies more so to physical product businesses, but there are more and more states that are starting to tax digital products and certain types of services. So you want to do your research. Again, I will post those resources here in the course so you have access to find them. Use tax is often a term that a state will use for when you buy things out of state and don't pay sales tax on it because you ordered it from a different state. They didn't charge you sales tax. So for me in California, if I buy something from someone in Oregon and they don't charge me California sales tax, I technically would have to go on my tax return and tell the state, oh, I bought this many dollars worth of stuff from another state and pay your state taxes on that. It's a little weird and iffy. So if you're concerned about that, then I would just reach out to a tax person to help clarify. But know that that's a possibility, is sales tax and use tax. Excise taxes. Now this is kind of a blanket term, okay? So different states may have special taxes on certain industries, certain products. So you need to just do a little research. Usually this is more on like manufacturing or on hazardous materials or building construction, things like that. But your state may have what's called an excise tax, on certain industries. Another one is like food and alcohol sales. So just, again, do your research on your specific state where you live and operate your business to make sure that you are covered and you're not missing anything. Don't get in trouble for not paying something that you didn't know existed, okay? So those are the core state taxes. Some states, their income tax is a flat tax. Some states have the tiers, just like the federal level. Most of them are much smaller tiers. And so just so you guys know, be aware of that. And those are the state taxes that you might have to handle.